Welcome to an impromptu session. We'll just do this quick recap since the last session didn't quite record with, I guess, the audio. You probably saw me chatting, so I'll just quickly whiz through what we talked about on Wednesday the other day. But what I wanted to do today was obviously have a bit of a look because I think Euphoria is finally here, and this is take profit season. We're going to take a bit of a look at where we are today, massive moves in the market, what's setting up, whatnot. So I'll just do a quick session, but it's going to be jam packed. Please use the chat, of course, if you're live with me today to ask any questions, or if you're watching the recording. Hopefully this one records. Fingers crossed. Wish me luck. Good luck. Bitcoin dominance. On Wednesday, we were looking at what the Bitcoin dominance was, and we were just discussing basically we wanted to see these lows taken down, and really um, this was the 3 days low structure that we want to take out, and you can see we're starting to bounce off, so we're very close, very close. We've taken out some intra-day structure, which is great. We were just here on Wednesday, so now we want to see this kind of move, right? So we want to see a big strong close below the previous structure to confirm that alts are ready to run. Obviously, ETH BTC is inversed to ETH dominance. We can see the selling pressure area was a weekly candle from memory. I'm looking at this weekly candle right here. We are now trading perfectly into that. Nothing new. We knew that was going to happen. So what is going to happen next is we want to see the opposite of BTC dominance. We want to see a big strong close above, which will obviously tell us we are ready to run. Now, the pullback is likely going to be maybe not as deep as this one, could be somewhere in there, but we need to see some confirmations before we jump into any conclusions, okay? So really important there. To always keep it front and center of mind. Bitcoin, I'm not even going to try to predict what's going to happen. This is obviously price discovery, all-time high. I think we might see a 150 in the next few months potentially, but we need to be ready. This 3.61 time fib right here. If you don't know what time fibs are, you can obviously draw fibs low to high, but you can also draw them from the past to present. So this is a very important area for me in end of July, start of August. I will expect some sort of bearish pressure there. So looks like the daily candle, which just opened about 15 minutes ago, wants to go bearish. This is a great sign of a potential retracement. This very much looks like bears were in control pretty much from here to down here, pushing the candle to close with a very small body and a very large wick. So I do expect some sort of bearish price action, but this potentially could have been it already. So follow, you can see big wick, small body, large wick. So there was a lot of bearish price action there. I would love to see some sort of imbalances filled down there. I'm definitely not going to try to short it. You could if you're absolutely suicidal. We caught that short already, so I'm happy there. This is another sign that we could potentially go lower. Same principle as we saw here. Would you look at that? That was a perfect short right here, right? But shorting this time, it's a little bit risky because Bitcoin can just literally just invalidate everything and just go up. So I'd rather not play that game. For ETH, we had a short here. Oh my gosh, what was that? Short here. And we were just saying, see you, George. We were just saying how I wasn't going to take it. I wanted to see some confirmation, and this is exactly why. There was no confirmation. Price kept going up, so no point in shorting here. I am, however, looking for a potential short up of this level right here, that daily candle. So coming into the $3,635. That will be my short area, which coincides with a 76 AA6 fib retracement from the high to the low. Okay, so too soon, too short for ETH. I think we're gonna see 4,000 very soon again. We're obviously pushing up. Everything's going up, right? So almost everything. at the moment. So these are the times where you don't want to fall into the trap of I'm a genius, I'm gonna long everything. Don't do that. Don't do that. Solana, I mean, yeah, we literally sniped the bottom, right? Like we are 400% here, depending on your leverage. I am personally, but it's a 1-2. What is that? 1-2. Oh, my mouse is starting playing with me again. Give me 1 second, boys and girls. My mouse is just decided to go for a little run somewhere. Don't know where it's gone. I have to find my mouse again. Hey, with this happens. 1 sec. Come on. Wouldn't be alive without some technical difficulties, hey? Jeez Louise. What's happening? Where are we? This is hilarious. But not. I'm gonna close this laptop and see what happens. Cool. I am working today, so I've got 3 machines running in front of me. So I've got 3 computers. So my mouse just goes everywhere. Yeah, we were just saying it's a beautiful trade at the moment with Solana. So we're looking at a 1-2-4 currently, but the target is basically this massive harmonic, which is now looking really good. So if we can lock in a 1-20 on Sol, I'll call it a day, and hopefully everyone's happy. Hey, with a 1-20, that would be nice, I think. But for now, we'll take some profit as we go up. XRP, we had an harmonic on Wednesday set up here, and I said that XRP, when it runs, and boy, it did run. Yeah. So this was the level that we said could potentially short. And if you remember, actually, if you were with me on Wednesday, you would have remembered because you would have heard it. But if you weren't, you wouldn't have because the audio didn't record. I said, do not short from this level because there's not enough confirmation. So, and sure enough, we are up here now. So I'm still not going to short XRP. Reason is, I'll run it through. We'll draw some fib together. So structural highs, right? So daily, low, high. This high hasn't printed yet, so it's not counted. So what was the previous structure that we have? Low, high. Great. Let's take that structure as a fib. We go from the low to the high. Where's my next fib extension? We completely invalidated the 272 and the 414. Nothing there. And we are now heading into 1272 and 1414, which also coincide with a nice almost around $4. I don't like to take profits at round numbers. Psychologically, that's what everyone will want to take them. So you want to be a little bit earlier than that. So I think $3.9 for this harmonic. I'm going to draw it right there. It's a solid little take profit there. So just be a bit weary if yeah, with XRP. Take some profit along the way, of course. My take profit, I think I've been through this so many times already. My take profits with XRP, I'm going to take 25% off at $4.50, and I'm going to fully out at $5.50. So you could potentially wait until the 7, but you're entering the 3.618 extensions, which are not impossible by all means, but just, yeah, very, very extensive. So we looked at Jupiter. These were really live trades, so I'm not gonna spend too much time. They were all doing well. Basically, this was the gist of it. We went through it on Wednesday. Everything is looking good. Anime was a snipe. PVS was a trade that I say we were looking at doing it as a live trade. So if you took it live, we are a little bit in drawdown there, but I still think we're gonna go up. Then we talked about ISO 220, the narrative that is going to likely come back swinging, and I basically said that out of the Algorand, Quant, Stellar, and XTC and XRP, because also XRP is a ISO 220, they're probably the only one that is going to give you better risk to reward still at this point in time in the cycle is going to be Quant if there's a pullback. Everything else is just exploded too much. You can see Algorand is just gone bonkers. Stellar's gone bonkers. Everything's gone up on those ISO 222, and Quant I do expect $200-300 sort of price action soon. So it would be nice if we can get some entries sub 100 again for Quant. So Maker, I said on Wednesday, I want to see this price breaking below this big liquidity trend line formed, potentially coming and retesting this daily candle right here and this week. So a $1,600, $1,700 maker will be a nice addition to the portfolio, as it will likely follow price action of ETH. Thus coming into the 3000. This will be probably an easy 2x. Alongside also Link. We talked about Link. I know there's someone in the chat to say Link. Link for me, we were buying Link, I think somewhere down here. We were hoping for a retest of that candle, never happened. Link just showing too much strength at the moment. And you can see this is a big harmonic forming right here, so there will be some sort of bearish price action around the $23 to $25. Not expecting anything just yet. There's no point in chasing though. There's other plays as well. If you had Link entries, great. Start looking at taking some profits on the way up. You'll likely have many opportunities. This will be an immediate target. This will be an immediate target. And then this will be an immediate target for take profit. So those kind of price action, there's no point in chasing now. Like I said, it's just, yeah, not much to look at. We had a look at a couple of options on Wednesday, and that was the Snapchat option, which is doing great. We absolutely sniped the bottom. Once my trading view decides to load, we should see an entry. There it is. That was an entry. So we are printing on that option on Snapchat. Nike, I did mention take some profit because it is leaving a big gap behind. I don't like this, so there's a chance that we might just do one of these moves. So it doesn't hurt to take some profit since we enter at $50 and we are 75. I did say throw a curveball to you guys and girls, and that was coffee cash contracts, something to put on your stock portfolio. I do think we're going to go up back into the 400-500 soon, so 280 sub. The entry that I'm looking for is sub 260 for coffee. So sub to 62 200, that would be a crazy good entry for me for coffee. And then we had Target and Etsy, and we'll take a very quick look, and then we'll look at what's happening now. Cheeky Friday live. You can see Target had a little bit of a pullback, but now it's printing back up. And Etsy, I really like where Etsy is at the moment. This was a nice display of strength from Etsy. Also, yeah, we're looking good. Cool. So this was a very, very quick recap, and I'm sorry if I flew through, but I just wanted to give you a quick recap for Wednesday. What do I use in Australia to trade stocks like Snap, like Coffee, etc.? I personally use I use a couple. I use Webull and I use forgot the name, an eToro. I'll send you the links later, Mrs. O'Coconut. Just ping me in the chat, in the stock chat, and I'll send you the links. No problemo. All right, let's take a look at what's happening now, boys and girls, because it's an exciting day. So everything is absolutely pumping, right? So we have Bitcoin trying to push back up into all-time high territory. So this could arguably be another very ugly, but potentially very possible harmonic on the way up. And when you see this kind of high lows, that means potentially we'll get some sort of high highs as well. So I don't necessarily like the wicks that we printed though. We've just been through it. The daily one was pretty ugly. So this wick right here, and this 4 hour similar to that. So long term, and I mean 4 hour plus, 4 hour daily, 3 days weekly, I'm definitely bullish, right? We're bullish. Like, there's no reason to be bearish at this stage unless we start rejecting from this level. So this daily candle right here is the decider. We did, of course, break some sort of structure, but you can see this was a pretty ugly Elliott wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this could potentially have been the retracement, ABC retracement, right? Which means now technically we could potentially be loading up for another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Doesn't have to be all the time. You know, sometimes price can just stall here for a while and we could just go sideways. So just be a bit wary. And if anything, all we need to look for is this candle to be invalidated. You can see we definitely tapped into the body. So this would have been the perfect short right here. But now we want to see if we close above, and I'll do it properly with the magnet, that is, this is the structure that we want to see. So if we close above the 122,751.90 on the Coinbase feed, quite with strength, then yeah, we continue higher. So, but if you're playing scalps and whatnot, you can potentially look at capitalize on some other movements, intraday movements. I wouldn't necessarily want to short these, to be honest. And I do, like, my eyes personally see more shorts than longs, and we all have different eyes. And I don't know if you know this about traders. Some traders see more longs, some traders see more shorts. I see a lot more shorts. But you can see here we are still pushing higher. So there's obviously higher highs. So no reason for me to look at shorts yet. This is on the 1 hour. If anything, this would have been a long here. So this pretty much just missed on a long. This was a beautiful 15 minutes candle. Didn't quite hit it, but I'm sure that on the 30 minutes you would have had it. No, not quite. Yeah, didn't quite hit it. I personally would have missed it because I would have had the entry right there. So, but this is potentially a nice long. If we do retest back into this candle, something like this, with a bit of grace there and something like that, could be a potential long on BTC out of that 5 minutes candle right there. Something like this. You will want to be wary though, because I do see a lot of liquidity built up here. So you can see all this is liquidity, right? So yeah, I mean, we're nearing an all-time high, so we might not even get it. You can see it's already moving a fair bit. So there's a lot of euphoria happening in the market currently, which is good. We just have to be a bit realistic, right? So ETH, similarly, I'm not going to press anything right now. We just looked at it. But let's take a look at some alts. We're covering the main four already in the recap of Wednesday, so let's take a look at some alts. Some of my favorite that I always go through, I tend to look at some of the strength. So some of the what's Sol against BTC doing. You can see Solana versus BTC is definitely showing strength. Obviously, nothing new there. Since we are, I mean, BTC goes down, BTC dominance goes down, everything else likely is going to go up. Another chart that I like is Solana versus Ethereum. I was expecting, and we were hoping, with chatting with Stingray, we were hoping for some sort of rejection at this level. But looks like what he wanted to do, and this was a potential, I think we flagged it when we were chatting, this was a lot of liquidity down here. So yeah, we grabbed it. So now we'll likely see some sort of pushback up on Sol versus ETH. Let's take a look at the XRP BTC dominance real quick. Nothing new, just pushing super high, of course. This is crazy. Just gonna keep going up. Another chart that we like is Maker BTC. Is gonna push higher. Yeah, hopefully Maker needs to start moving. He's lagging a bit, which is not necessarily a bad thing, because it can give us a bit more time to accumulate. But like I said, with Maker, I want to see this kind of entry for portfolio before I re-enter. Finally, we have Rocket Pool, which is always on my list, and I've got some pretty average entry on Rocket Pool, so that's why I'm still looking at it, not because necessarily I'm interested. I think my entries are around the $12, so somewhere here. So I'm basically just waiting for Rocket Pool to come back up and close at break even. This was a project, for those of you that are OG, you probably remember. Rocket Pool was the first one alongside Lido that allowed you to stake ETH without having to have 32 ETH, which is what you had to do previously. So you could basically just pool your ETH and stake it. But now it looks like ETH might allow you to stake natively on the blockchain. So it kind of loses the point. Aave. Some of the entries we were looking at down here, this was our entry, got hit. We pretty much sniped the bottom there for portfolio, so it's looking real good. We're at almost 3x. Excuse me. Compound, bit of a sleeper on DeFi. Curve, Someone was asking earlier on Curve, have you guys had a look at Curve? Yes, we did. We absolutely did. So we sniped that long. I said we could had two entry. Entry one was this one at the bottom. Sorry, at the start of this daily candle right here, and entry two was down below. And I think on Wednesday I made a very good point for those that were live, but I'll repeat it now for those that couldn't hear it. That's why we always have two entries for this exact reason, because some of the entries that we call out, or personally I call out, are going to give you a more likely chance of getting hit, but a slightly worse risk to reward, right? So second entry gives you a much better risk to reward, but a chance of not getting hit. So you're basically playing, if I'm playing 1% here, I would have put 0.5% on this entry and 0.5% on this entry. And I know that at least I've got exposure to the idea, which I would have called because I vetted it and there was reasons for me to call it. And you can see entry one got hit, entry two never got hit. We sniped entry one and we did a full TP on Curve. So yes, we absolutely smashed it. And you can see take profit between the 272 and the 414. That was my area. This is why fibs are so important to use. Even like the extensions, they tell you where to take profit, but also look to the left. This daily candle, this was a horrible circle. I'm sorry, right there. This was a daily candle right there that I was interested into taking profit. We took it, and yes, now we're starting to push back lower. So Curve was an awesome idea. Uni, from a few weeks back, we were chatting about, was basically just creating liquidity here. And you can see it did explode up, came back down, and now it's going to go up. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, I said Uni was my favorite, probably most certain 2x from the $6 mark. Well, we are, I think, likely going to go into the 3x territory. So Uni was a great opportunity. Basically, as soon as it broke this trend like right here, all this time down here, and even now, I wouldn't say now, actually, I'll take it back, not now, but if it does pull back into sub 7, I would definitely be inclined to add a little bit more. ISO 222 we covered already. These are coins that I do occasionally follow from time to time. Main Cap, ADA, Atom, just to see price action. But really, what interests me in this list is Casper and Link. These are the ones that I follow the most. Casper, we had this trade, which I hope some of you still have open because we haven't hit TP yet. So absolutely sniped that entry. This is obviously a swing. We're on a daily time frame. You can see we are going for a 1 to, it's probably 1 to 4 now, 1 to 3.5. Yeah, I'll get to the hype, no problem. We are looking good for Casper. So this was a 6-cent entry and we are 9 cents. Link, not much to do at the moment. It's just booming. So I do think Link, once again, we are going to go back into $27 to $24 in terms of price action. So definitely don't chase now. No point. I would love to see this trend line broken before we move higher. So a re-entry around the $15, but I personally won't be partaking. My entries on Link are sub 10, so I'm not gonna average up. It's okay to average in, but not when your entries are really good, because otherwise you're just making your average a bit worse, right? Just rather look for different plays. We'll browse through real quick through some of the AI narrative. ICP was probably my favorite in terms of potential. We had obviously that long up there. There's still a long way to go. So ICP might provide us still with some sort of potential long-term value if we still average in. If we enter anything around the $5 and we see a $10 to $15, so 15 being here and 10 being right here, so totally possible, we can see a 2 to 3x still on ICP. And Tau is kind of at the moment chilling. Obviously, we want to push higher. We want to see some sort of confirmation going higher. And I am still bullish. You can see take profit area for me almost 1,000, just before 1,000. Not quite 1,000 for the reason that I pointed earlier. But yep, That's kind of the AI. Now let's take a look at some of the other alts. So let's look at Hype. What is Hype doing? I haven't looked at Hype for a while. Gotta find it. Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's similar. Look, there's not much. What are you looking at doing, Lupa? Are you looking at shorting, longing? You're looking at adding portfolio? Because this chart at the moment, there's not much to do. I wouldn't short. I wouldn't long. It's the move has already happened. You know, we were talking about buying pressure and buying range here, so this was the time to buy back then. I'm not going. Yeah, definitely done long. Definitely done long now. I'll ask you this, Lupa. Do you want to buy? Because when you long, you're basically buying, right? Like you press buy. Do you want to buy at an all-time high, or do you want to buy when something is at discount? If you're at a store, do you like to buy when things are the most expensive or when things are the cheaper? Discount, 100%. That's it. So no point in buying when things are at an all-time high, right? Like you just wait. This is where, as a trader, you teach yourself patience and literally just say, hey, I am not buying when things are an all-time high. It just, yeah. So thanks, Stingray. Thanks, brother. Thank you. um, so yeah. So basically, virtual. Virtual is another one that we called earlier. I was hoping for this kind of retracement, but we did have, and you can see I leave things on my charts because I like to go back and see. These are all things that we discuss. There was two possibilities when we were discussing here. We were either going to go sideways for a while, or we were going to come back into uh, liquidity price action, and we're doing the first, which is basically zigzagging for a while. But I do expect virtual to potentially explode on the way up soon. So we can now delete scenario B because it hasn't happened, and we now know that we were discussing this back in June. So yeah, virtual is definitely gearing up. Those are my main two for AI agents. Filecoin is, I mean, we had a long here, hit a full TP. If you have it still open, good on you, great. Let it run all the way to $2, I say, because it will go. I don't, Mrs. O'Coconut, I don't look at memes, unfortunately. I, personally think meme is it's a casino, and doesn't mean that you can't make money. A lot of people do, and Green is super successful, and a lot of us in this group are. But personally, I just don't have a lot of success in meme coins. I don't have the bandwidth to withstand the meme casino. I'm more of a smart money trader. I trade stocks. I trade institutional plays, bit more forex, and a bit of crypto. All right, let's take a quick look at RSC. Someone was saying earlier, let's take a look at RSC. Big drop down. This is a great opportunity for RSC. Research coin, that is. So this is a coin that obviously printed for us. We called it here and proceeded to do a 700%. We called it here, proceeded to do 120, 140%. Call it again here, 130%. So this coin alone has given us a 10x. Now, though, we are obviously making some rejections here, but we have made a higher high. So I don't think this is doom and gloom. If anything, I want to see RSC or Research Coin coming back into the 40 cents to potentially and ideally sub 35. And I say sub 35 because there is a big liquidity pool here that you can see. This is all money right there. You can see. So if we can have this kind of move eventuating on Research Coin, I will definitely be entering right here. And you can see big green box, DCA zone. Any days, I'm happy. As soon as I see RSC sub 40 cents, it's a buy. Like it just doesn't like to stay that land there for a long time. You can see it just explodes up. And being that it's Brian Armstrong's as a founder, obviously owner of and founder of Coinbase, yeah, you want to pay attention. Okay, it's probably the leading coin in terms of the DeSci, so DeSci narrative. Enter at 40 cents, goes to 150, 160. That's a 4x. This is a low cap coin, so make sure that you don't put in anything more like 0.5 to 1% of your allocation. That's what I would do for portfolio. So don't go put in, hundreds of thousands of dollars in this coin. That's not what we do. Okay, this is a risky play, but those kind of coins, they can give us some nice returns. Radium yesterday hit $3, which is great. I still have this just so that you understand how I trade, and this is a good example for anyone new that might not. And we do have a lot of new members, so welcome. Whether you're watching the recording or not, but this is how I trade. I trade a long game. Okay, so I'm into this swing still. So I've got this swing open. I enter it back in April. Obviously took profit along the way. And I'm still in this swing because I do believe that radium is going to go back to my take profit. So I've had this long open for months, and it's going to stay open for months. But radium was also a great opportunity once it hit back the entry for a potential spot play, so portfolio. Jupiter is one that I think is going to make people really upset. Jupiter reminds me a lot of uni early days. So even, obviously that entry, we absolutely sniped on the leverage play, which is still going, as you can see. But I want to see higher. I want to see easily $1, potentially all-time high, $2 for Jupiter. I think this coin is massively underpriced for what it does in terms of both, obviously, utility, ease of onboarding, on-ramp, off-ramp for the normies. You put it on an app, you just literally buy crypto. It's so easy. Now you can trade perps on it. It just makes sense. Some coins just make sense. And once you go through a few cycles, excuse me, I've been sick for a few days. I think I said a couple of times now. It just makes sense. So, sorry. Wow, okay. I'm low-key dying over here. So Jupiter, keep an eye out for the DeFi narrative. I do like Jito. Jito is also a sleeper. This is Jito and Pyth, both, I think, big sleepers for me. I'm quietly stacking up Jito, not a lot, but this was the area for me to DCA in, but I'm more excited about Pyth. I think Pyth, which is an Oracle, it's an Oracle solution. If you don't know what Oracle solution, Link is an Oracle solution, basically providing the link effectively to Web 2, Web 3 data, all of that. So without Link, without Oracle solution, we wouldn't have things like price feeds, for example. So Pyth is an Oracle solution on Sol, is the equivalent of Link, if you like. And yes, the utility is massive. So to see it down here, it's a bit ridiculous for me. And I'm stacking up every time we consolidate. I haven't taken any profit yet, so I'm basically just DCA my way down, basically, with Pyth. Some entries I had done here, up here, and I'm gonna keep DCA because eventually I think this project will go back to not all-time high, but even higher. Okay, so I'm expecting well over $1, which is almost a 10x. In fact, it's a 10x exactly from here to all-time high. So I think that's it. Usually, this is kind of my round of what I look at. I do like Ton. I've explained why I like Ton many times now. It's the only network is obviously Telegram based. So Telegram is putting a lot of effort into this coin. They recently partner up with the UAE to become, you can they offer a gold visa in the UAE if you stake Ton. So this is all accumulation. Once we break out of this box, it's see you later. So we take out those highs, the only ton is going to go back to $7. So this is another relatively safe 2x for me, easy at these levels. I would love to, if you don't have any, you can decide to basically wait for pullbacks. Every time it pulls back, add some. But yeah, it's looking good. We are definitely closer to the lows than we are to the highs, right? So this is one of those late to the party, which I'm still liking for portfolio in this time of the cycle. Any questions? Throw me chats or anything. I do apologize if I talk super fast. This was an impromptu session that I wanted to throw back to you guys, just so you have a bit of a Snapchat of what happened on Wednesday and a few more plays for today. No worries. Yes, there is Wiggle, and shout out to you, brother. I guess you are one of the newbies, so welcome. Thank you for joining in. And what we do as soon as we finish this, I'm gonna go on YouTube and upload it there, and you can go back and watch it on YouTube, but also put it back onto the recording channel. So there's gonna be a recording channel. Any forex play that I am looking at? Yes, there are. Currently live on 2. I'm live on this one. Oh, damn. I'm live on this one. So this, you can see this. I tried 2 entries on my trades as well. So I took AUD NZ just because of my time. Of course, I'm in Australia. I'll quickly show you why I took this trade. Big harmonic here. I do expect some sort of 50% retracement there. Yay, Chianti Trail. We never chat, but I'd love to know your story about Chianti and where the name comes from. You might not know, but I'm a Som. I love my wines very much. Yeah, man, and I'm Italian, so excuse me. Yeah, so I'm in this AUD NZ T-bone, seeing a lot of bearish pressure. Got tapped once again, so I'm pretty much just chilling into this short currently, and then I've got a U card that it's been going for a while now, so I am taking some profit. Soon I did also, what was that? AUD USD. I'm looking at AUD USD potentially, so I didn't work out. Potentially coming back into this area right here. This will be a sell to buy move. So AUD USD, big imbalance left behind, weak, grab liquidity. I want to see some sort of slow down for a potential short very soon. So AUD USD could be potentially a short very soon after this 30 minutes block, 2 minutes candle. Let's see if the 30 minutes, not 30 minutes, it doesn't give us anything, but you can see on the 2 minutes could potentially be, yeah, I like that. I do. It's in a good area, so this could potentially be a play for AUD USD. What you do is you'll want to scale down onto the 5 minutes. You can see here there's a lot of imbalance left behind on this, and you want to see obviously on the 1 minute some sort of break of structure before taking the trade. So AUD USD, that's what I was looking at as well for a potential short. Let's take a look at gold as well. I know that you asked me for gold the other day, so we can take a quick gold and what's happening. Oh boy, that's annoying. We might still get it. I do think gold is obviously creating, it has been creating liquidity for so long now, so for months and months and months. Basically all this was a massive liquidity line for gold, which eventually is going to get taken out and break it, but we don't know when that could be. You know, we could still go up for years for all we know, so no point in trying to guess there. But we do have some areas intraday that we can look at, and I was eyeing this 1 hour right here. And obviously we tapped the liquidity level, didn't quite break this 4-hour liquidity level, but I do think we will eventually. So I like this area for a long on gold. Probably readjust it a little bit now, so it will be something like this. And if we take a fib structure from low to high, uh, I'll probably do a split entry on this one, something like this. 0.5, 0.5. I do like that a little bit better, because gold has been, and Nadia has covered this many times already, it's really manipulated, like heavily manipulated, of course. So on the 15 minutes, you have to scale down really in time frame on gold and go back. There's a lot of going back and forth, and yeah, this has already been mitigated. I do like this push down though, right here. You can see 1, 2, big push down. So there's a solid chance we might come back and revisit, which is really handy because that's a 786 level, right? So 786 level, boom. This could be a nice long opportunity for entry 2 at least for gold, which would be that right there, 786. So cool. Any other questions? Oh, absolutely, T-Bone. Crypto is just the one. We should look at more than there's a lot more than crypto. That's for sure out there. We should be well-rounded traders and have a look at stocks as well. I think I said it. A few stocks play that I'm looking at. GME currently. BYD, which is obviously the electrical cars. I'm waiting for a big retracement. We're not quite there yet. I want to see it somewhere down here. $12. We're at 15. Intel was another one that, but 2280 is still too high for an entry. We called it here. We called it at 20. So we're currently up. But if it comes back, I might give an every entry if you missed it. I wouldn't want to short anything right now, APOM. Reason is with BTC, where it's at currently, this is what I see as, like, I don't know if you tuned in a little bit earlier or not, but this is my macro look on Solana. This is on a daily. It's a massive harmonic plane. We're in a long down here, so yeah. There's no, like, this is a current active long that we're in, and I think I said it when I took this. I know that it might look crazy that TP. We'll get there. We'll definitely get there. It's just a matter of when. This is a massive swing, so I wouldn't want to short on 4-hour anything currently. There's no reason for me to press anything sell. Not even on a 15 minutes. Everything. The structure is just too bullish. Higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high. Like, unless we do some sort of move like that, or we start breaking down. But even that will lead me to believe it's a fake out, unless I see some sort of higher low made, and then we continue lower. In which case, I was short from the second entry. But I don't see that happening personally. There's a lot of strength at the moment, so this is going to be a nice long swing on Sol. So yeah, get your straps on, and hopefully we get a nice 1 to 20 risk to reward, which is this 1 to 19. So yeah, I'm not shorting personally at the moment, and similar to XRP, so similar to a Sol, you can see the structure was XRP, but XRP is a lot more developed in the harmonic side. So now we're looking at extensions, 1272, 1414 extensions, whereas ETH potentially it is closer to a shorting level, being this candle right here, 786 AS6, but too soon to tell yet. I want to have a look at what the price action looks like once we get up there with ETH. Yeah, hope it makes sense. This cough is killing me. Cool. Well, thanks for coming and hanging out on an impromptu call. I know it's a different time, but looks like the time actually worked okay for a few of you guys, um, US. So it was good to give a second chance on the Wednesday call. That didn't quite work out. If there's no other questions, I'm gonna go back to work. Yeah, awesome, awesome. You beauty. Thanks, team. Happy Friday. Tries, yeah, for Americans. Awesome. Well, that's really good to know. That's really good to know. We might I might have a chat with Greeny. We might look at maybe doing this kind of times. We'll take a bit of a look. Perfect. Thanks, team. Have a great Friday if you're in Australia. Thursday night if you're in the US, of course. And catch you guys next week. Bye.